The scene that I liked that made me laugh was when Power said, "Hey, if you kill the Bat Devil, I'll let you cop a fill." And he's just like, "Where is this guy? We gotta get him." And she's like, "Yeah, we gotta get him." He's like, "Yeah, let's go kill him." And she was all getting into this. It's really funny to watch them.
Hey, give me back my tits.
He doesn't
Damn
even say
it,
Power.
I just want to cop a fill. Rev, chainsaw time.
Yeah.
It's chainsaw time, boys.
Chainsaw time. Let's go. What were you going to say?
Chainsaw Man special episode 3.
Let's go, Chainsaw Man. Hello, welcome everybody to episode 3 of the special Chainsaw Man by Life is Daijoubu, or I don't even know. This intro's already just been a train wreck at this point. I don't even know what I'm saying. But that's right. My name is Cole. I'm joined by Thane.
Hi.
And Skylar. Hello. That was a big yawn.
Yeah.
You ready for bed?
You know, one of these days I'm just gonna have my phone ready and go and just have chainsaw noise play.
Like,
it's time.
Yeah.
So yeah, today we're gonna be going over episode 3 of the Chainsaw Man anime, as well as talking about the most recent chapter of the manga, which is chapter 100 and insert
8?
other number here, 8 maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the structure, if you're new, is going to be the first 10, 15, 20-ish minutes of it is going to be specifically anime only, no spoilers. After that, we're going to go into full manga spoilers. And then at the very end, that's when we're going to talk about the chapter. So feel free to skip around if you would like. But if not, we're going to go ahead and get started right with the beginning of the episode. So I guess not the beginning, but like what the episode covered. What this episode covered was last week I said that the episode ended halfway through chapter 5 of the manga. This one picks up right after that, so it's halfway through chapter 5 all the way to the end of chapter 8. So now we are into volume 2 of the manga, and that's what it's adapting. It didn't skip anything from what I could tell just by glancing over briefly. However, the anime did add a couple of extra scenes, very minor but like context setting scenes. So if you remember the scene when Chainsaw Man and the Bat Devil are falling from the sky and they land into that office building / school building, whatever you want to call it. It shows the girl in the room before, and she walks away, and all of a sudden they land, and then all the debris flies up around the girl. That is not in the manga. That was added for context. It does show the girl, and Denji says, "Get out of here," or whatever. But the context of her being there was shown as well in the anime. So small little things like that are added. But that's basically it. Nothing else removed or not adapted, rather. Pretty good, though. Pretty good episode, I would say. I was pretty dang happy with the way that the episode went. The pacing was pretty dang good. It covered a lot of the action scene and got right basically to the end of the fight as well, so that was fun.
Yeah.
And the animation. What do you guys think?
I thought it was really good. I was like, hey, they haven't used CG, and then I looked, it's like, oh, they have been using CG. It's just blended really well in. Like, when you notice it, but it's like, wow, that looks pretty good. Like, it's, like, you barely notice it. It's...
See, did they have some scenes of Chainsaw Man as 2D? Or
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
I looked at it, I'm like, that looks 2D to me.
Yeah.
I think they did that purposefully so they could blend it better.
Yeah.
I think it was specifically done in a way so that you wouldn't notice a 3D as much.
And even then, the 3D's not even really noticeable.
The 3D did not look bad at all.
Yeah.
Compared to the first episode, I'm not saying it looked bad in the first episode, but compared to the first episode, this one looked far better.
Yeah.
It looked miles better. The only time I can really remember actually noticing that it is CG and being like, oh yeah, that's right, this is CG, is whenever Denji would turn his head and the chainsaw would face the screen, essentially. So it'd be like the line.
Yeah.
I could see that. And that was kind of obvious, but it didn't look bad because it's a quick pan that he was doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Quick turn. Overall, though, top-notch animation.
Yeah.
It looked really freaking good. I was very happy with this fight. For not being super excited or happy with the zombie devil fight, the Bat Devil fight totally killed it, knocked it out of the park, did everything I wanted to be done and more. So I can't complain. I also saw one person online comment that maybe they're doing it purposefully, intentionally like this, so that it shows Denji becoming a better fighter and him being more smooth with his movements.
Yeah.
Because in the zombie devil fight, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's kind of just wailing around. You know?
Yeah.
And this one, he knows a little bit more about how to control himself. And I'm sure if this is the case, then we'll see in the future episodes he'll be better at fighting and it'll be more smooth, if I had to guess.
I love throughout the fight, he's like, Hey, give me back my tits.
He doesn't
Damn
even
it,
say power.
I just want a Copperfield.
Yeah. What I really like is the Fujimoto's character developing of Denji through Denji being able to relate, a lot of things going on. Like, for example, in this one, it was, wow, Power's sad because she lost a cat. Wow, I lost Puchita once, but then I found him, and I was really sad when I didn't have him. So it's like, he's literally like a little child just learning by observation. And it's really fun, I guess, just seeing all of that unfold.
Seeing how the human interactions are and how they can be. He's like, oh, baby, this is how this works. And also boobs, he kind of always looks back to
know
that.
how making babies works.
It's almost like his crutch, I think.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he kind of uses it as like a, dang, life's crazy, but hey, there's boobs to look forward to. It's almost like his fallback. Like he doesn't want to think about anything else. All of a sudden, boom, boobs in his head.
Yeah, well, it's because he still doesn't really have any motivations, right?
No.
Boobs is his motivation. Like Puchita was his only friend who is gone for a lack of a better
It's interesting
term.
because you can tell he wants to have a motivation, and so he just places it there because it's something obtainable and easy, and it's right there.
It makes him feel human.
Totally, yeah.
Having lustful thoughts makes you more human. It's like, oh, I want to feel the touch of a woman.
Yeah. And
or at least I want to know how a woman feels.
Yeah, and it's not like Denji's brain dead while he's going about his life. Because, even that one scene when they're coming up to the house and he's like, hey, you probably shouldn't get
this
close.
This seems pretty sus.
Power even mentions it right
even
after.
Power forgot. Power's like, she probably just wrote him off as an idiot when she first met him. She's like, this guy's dumb. But even, Power forgot, and Denji's like, what are you doing?
And when Power knocks him out right then, she's like, I guess you're not as dumb as I thought you were. Like, dang, it's kind of had you pegged as an idiot, but you're right.
What's the word she used? She used a specific word, like you're perceptive. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was like you're perceptive but slow or something like that.
Yeah.
Because she got to him first, essentially.
Oh, she said it was his intuition, I believe is what it was.
Yeah, that's what, yep.
Yeah.
Because he started acting before she said that she was not letting him go or whatever. So the intuition, that's right.
It's been really fun for me. Like, I remember when I first read it, I was like, dang, like Denji, I really like this character, but I can't really relate because he's out there, you know what I mean? Like, he's just on a whole new level of low. But it's been really fun rewatching this and being like, oh, I remembered why I liked Denji so much.
I found it interesting that MAPPA decided that there needed to be a solid 15 seconds of Makima's ass on the screen. I thought that was interesting. That was the art direction they took. They're all like, you know what? We know what the fans want. Let's do it. Let's put it up there for them. Full display. And just leave it there for a solid 13 or so seconds.
The detail of the guts when he rips apart. It's like, damn.
It's a lot easier on my eyeballs when I'm watching this animation.
Totally.
Because it's like, I can see what's going on, even though there's blood everywhere, but it's
This-
way harder to see it on the
and
pages.
also the blood's purple.
Yeah, for the demon.
Yeah.
For the devil. This chapter specifically for me was like that because I remember when I first read it, I was like, I don't know. This was like the first chapter. I was really just like, I don't understand what I'm actually looking at because there's just so much gore on the screen. But like Skylar was saying, the anime does a great job of portraying it better. But
yeah.
So I really like Power and Denji together, even though we're just getting the very beginning of their relationship. They're both like stupid together. They're both children, I guess.
they're very good siblings.
Yeah, they're very good brothers and sister.
Yeah.
Brother and sister.
The scene that really made me laugh a lot in this one was when
And it's also typical anime that he wants to bone the sister.
oh gosh. The scene that I liked that made me laugh was when Power said, "Hey, if you kill the Bat Devil, I'll let you cop a fill." And he's just like, "Where is this guy? We gotta get him." And she's like, "Yeah, we gotta get him." He's like, "Yeah, let's go kill him." And she was all getting into this. It's really funny to watch them, the back and forth.
Because the devil doesn't care. That's just its body at the time. Right?
Oh yeah, totally. It's just using it essentially. And then I guess I wanted to talk a little bit about the outro because the outro was much different than the previous ones. like we were saying, every single week there's gonna be a new outro, new song, new animation. I thought the animation killed it, and I thought the song was very unique and fun. I don't know why it's kind of out of context for me to like that kind of a song, but
that genre.
I was super into it.
Yeah.
That genre.
Yeah,
but
it's
it was
from
super
the same.
fun.
It's the same band that did the second opening of Death Note.
Gotcha.
The wake up people. The what's up people. Where it's like what's up. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
There were parts of the song I really liked, and then there were parts where I was like, "This is like an ear rape to me." Like I just not vibing.
I don't know why, but I was into it the whole time, and it could have been because of the animation. But regardless, I liked the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like, kind of bouncing along to it. I won't lie. It was good.
I'm more subjective to that kind of music. Like I don't like the pure that stuff. But like if it has a mix of it and like kind of all chaotic, but like kind of like there's kind of beauty in it.
Oh, it grabs
like,
your attention. That's for sure.
I also. Hey.
But also people like were kind of expecting that band to do the opening.
Oh
but
yeah.
Because it kind of would fit Chainsaw Man.
It almost seems like they had a bunch of bands kind of pitch an opening song.
Yeah.
And then they just liked them all, so they wanted to use them for the outros too.
Yeah.
I don't know. One thing I did, I don't know if this was directly a reference or it was just a stylistic choice or anything, but in the outro, when it shows Denji, Power, and Aki, their color scheme is literally one for one Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, and I just thought that was interesting, and I don't know if that was intentional, but I noticed that and I was like,
orange, pink, and blue.
Yeah, very much so orange, pink. Well, even like Denji's hair was very bright. He might even had something in his hair. It looked like a headband even. Like, it was to the point that I'm like, I feel like that was intentional. But
right on the head.
Yeah, references. There probably might be several movie references we might not be seeing.
Yeah, we might just not be catching them all.
Yeah.
I watched a video by Mother's Basement where he goes over the intro of a Chainsaw Man. It's his series of the what's in an intro or what's in an OP.
Yeah.
And he did like a 40-minute long video on the Chainsaw Man one, and my goodness, I have a newfound respect for that intro. It's super, super jam-packed with stuff, and it's cool. Very, very, very cool. I already liked the song a bunch when I first heard the intro, but like every episode makes me like it a little bit more. I won't lie. I probably won't be skipping this intro now just because I really enjoyed the song, and I think it fits the animation really well.
I've been listening to on Spotify the playlists of new anime songs, and that one's at the top all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Along with any new open ending that comes out.
Oh yeah.
With Chainsaw Man.
It's crazy how big this show really has been getting. It's really been.
I haven't looked up the airing record in Japan. It's probably big. I kind of want to see what it is.
Maybe at the halfway, like episode 6, we can do something like that.
Although it's nowhere near as popular still as One Piece on Crunchyroll.
Yeah. One Piece hasn't beat it, or hasn't beat One Piece. Probably hasn't beat Demon Slayer yet in Japan specifically.
It's funny because Demon Slayer outsold the entire North American comic book industry.
Oh yeah,
that is
Demon Slayer's insane, dude.
Yeah. Also because people just hate comic books now. What's become.
Yeah.
People just not care about comic books, American comic books. There's like, this Demon Slayer is cool. I will buy it.
Yeah. Well, overall, this is probably my favorite episode so far. I thought the animation killed it. I thought the story was fun. I thought the pacing was great. Very, very pleased with this episode. What do you guys think? Final thoughts on the episode before we get to spoilers.
This is probably my favorite episode too so far.
This is the
good.
top. This is the top tier episode. This is the episode where it's like, hey, it only get better from here.
Oh yeah, it's just like, this is what it's gonna be from like the rest of it. Essentially, it's gonna have this quick pacing, these good animations. I hope they have the good animation that the rest of the season.
Hopefully, their animation doesn't just take a dump and by the end.
I bet they won't. I bet they know they're gonna make enough money off of it to make it worthwhile.
I think MAPPA's like one of those studios where it's like, people like, these guys have the talent, shovel money into them. Like Kyoto Animation also gets money shoveled into them.
And from what I understand, I've heard that Fujimoto is actually very involved with the storyboarding and a lot of the Chainsaw Man anime stuff. So supposedly it's gonna be pretty dang faithful, I imagine.
Or he could totally troll us and make a new ending where it's like, there's not gonna be a season.
Yeah, just watch Fujimoto just like, okay, we're gonna change it up at the end. Yeah, we're done. Anyway,
Denji dies. Sorry, not sorry.
So that's going to do it for the first half. We're going to go into the manga spoiler half, where we basically talk about the episode again, but with spoilers and context of the manga. So this is your warning. If you don't want any manga spoilers, stop listening now. Okay, I think they're gone.
Yeah. Welcome
We should
to
be good.
Chainsaw Folk.
Welcome to
I'm gonna just keep making that joke.
It's time for the manga spoilers. So let's just quickly address and go back to what you guys are talking about with the Makima Eye.
So, is there like a big emphasis? I don't remember in the manga, but is there a big emphasis on her eyeballs? Because she has some weird looking eyes. They're very power reminiscent of their different color. They don't look human.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just the way Fujimoto draws his eyes, because like the other characters have that weird shape to them. Hers are just that orangey color. I don't think there's a big emphasis in the manga per se.
Okay.
But
That
I do know
also
what you're
might
talking
be-
about.
That
They have the
also
weird
might be manga
circles.
spoiler territory, so maybe we'll get into it later.
Yeah, I'll probably bring that up after,
Yeah.
I guess. But
The circles, there's definitely like circles, and I think most of the characters have those circles, but hers are just more noticeable because they're orange. I might have muted that, by the way, a little bit of it anyway, so that we don't reference it and so people don't say. Now the eyes necessarily aren't supposed to be like a focus. It's not like necessarily they tell anything. It's just in general like, yeah, there's something up with Makima, and I think that's what they're trying to portray with that.
I think it's like her thing with the control devil. It's like,
Yeah. I don't think the eyes are trying to tell you that she's the control devil. It's just eyes are very alluring, and you can
although
kind of
maybe
like
there
control
be a
people with
scene
them.
where she like does something and focus on her eye, and then it's like, well,
throughout all 3 episodes, it's just like anytime you see Makima on screen, they just paint her in a very suspicious light.
True.
Where you're like, something's up with this lady, and I don't know what it is.
And it's interesting because as you say that, they're in this same specific episode, they do with this scene where it almost seems like she's like a lower character when she's talking like the council of old people.
Yeah.
I really, really, really like how they have that in there as well, because it kind of like dismisses a lot of your suspicion for Makima. I thought that was really, really good, and I'm glad they put that in there too. In the manga as well, it's there too. On the same subject though, of another thing that's kind of like an obvious hint to Makima being scary or bad. Power has been portrayed as like scared of Makima like the entire time. And this episode specifically, there's a really big moment that's just like, oh shoot, Power's like Power's sus, you know.
yeah.
When they're fighting, Denji and Power are fighting at the very beginning of the episode, Makima's like, okay, can you guys be quiet now? Power freaks out.
Yeah.
She snaps to attention and kind of like trembles a little bit and says like, I'm sorry, basically. And Denji like notices this and goes like, what the heck's wrong with Power all of a sudden? Like, there's like a little notice on that, and I'm just like, huh, that's very interesting. They specifically showed that. Now I know that's in the manga, but like they emphasized it in this, and I thought that was interesting.
I noticed that too. I was like, huh. Power doesn't know though, right? She's just had experience with Makima.
Well, Makima caught her, so she knows that Makima's strong or can control things.
That's
you know.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought that was very, very unique and very
She's
interesting.
in control.
That was a good storytelling moment, I would say. I don't have any other like actual like manga spoilers for the rest of the episode, to be honest. Like, I mean, it's interesting. A lot of like some of the characters that like the very, very side characters will show up later on. Like the guy he saves in the car, he shows up in a camera scene, like an interview.
I thought
scene
he was
later
gonna
on.
die in that. Like he's gonna throw a car and he was gonna get crushed, but he's like he kind of just jumps out.
Yeah, there's a scene much later on where he's being interviewed and like, we heard Chainsaw Man saved you. He's like, well, kinda, I guess, is what he says basically. And like,
and even though in the scene he's like, I don't care about humans, I will kill you.
no, I don't care about boys.
Oh,
He's like, if you were a girl, I'd care. That's what he says. But the girl in the school or office building or whatever, she also shows appearance on the TV and says like, yeah, Chainsaw Man saved me. And I think that's near the very end as well.
He's kind of sexist if you think about it.
Oh, totally. He's just in the boobs. He wants the boobs. The more girls around,
and
the more
then
chance for boobs.
also in part 2, he's like, there was a cat too.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
and I wonder if it's just Fujimoto like making fun of that trope
Yeah,
of we're gonna do an episode where we save a cat, but like in this episode,
I think
he goes to save a cat, but in that
it's also
one,
spoofing the trope where like the hero saves the people, but Chainsaw Man clearly doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because he's going to save a cat in this episode, and he's like, cats are boring. He saves them, but then later he saves the cat over the humans in the one of the latest chapters.
I think that's like he's like, because he's thinking of power for one, I think there.
Yeah.
But I also think Fujimoto just wanted to call back to this specific chapter, or I guess episode now. He wanted to call back to that and be like, it's funny because last time he did save the guy, but he didn't really care to save the guy. He just did it because the guy was throwing a car at him, He's got to catch it so he doesn't get crushed. Overall, I think this episode was really, really good. It didn't, like I said, it didn't have a lot of like super obvious like foreshadowing other than that thing at the very beginning with Makima. I'll probably try to point out all of the Makima foreshadows, but that's like the biggest one. From here on out, there's not a lot of like crazy things. It's pretty upfront with the Makima craziness. I mean, like the next one we'll see later on is when she's shot in the train car. And then she's not dead all of a sudden. Like after that, everybody's like, okay, there's something up with her. Like everybody knows at that point. So, if I'm not mistaken, that'll be like the season finale. To be honest, that might be we might not see Makima wake up at the end of the season.
That's when I saw that chapter. When I saw that cliffhanger, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, totally.
What? And then I see the continuation. It's like, all right, what the hell's up with her?
So the season is projected to end after the 12th episode at the Katana Man arc.
Yeah.
So they honestly could do a full-on cliffhanger where they have Makima die, and then the next season she comes back, like she does normally in the manga. But they might show her coming back. Well, they'd probably have to show her coming back because she's kind of the one that ends the Katana Man arc, because she all the people, bad guys attacking him. So we'll probably see her come back. That'll be the end of an episode for sure, I guarantee it. I just want to quickly talk about the chapter that just published today.
Sure.
So in the chapter, I guess if you're not interested in chapter, I guess arc 2, chapter 2, whatever it's called, the next big giant arc of Chainsaw Man, you don't want to get that spoiled, then you might.
Chapter 108.
This is the most updated chapter of the manga.
Chapter 108 of the manga. So in this, we have Asa taking control of her body again, and then she's talking with her buddy that she doesn't want to fight, and she essentially turns her uniform into a sword, and then slices the crap up out of her friend, because it was actually a pretty strong thing because she got it from her mom. And very, very interesting that was how it was, especially how they had a little bit of back and forth. Like, that's not going to be that powerful.
You see her in her underwear. It's like, whoa.
So is that like them solidifying her power is the more attached to something she is, the stronger
100%,
it would be?
100%. That's what it is, the person that was like her friend's older sister, quote unquote, supposedly older sister, a lot of people have been saying like that might be another one of the devils. Like they might have been talking about that's the older sister of the devil rather than of the person.
Yeah, that would make sense.
She had earrings that looks like Denji's
Oh
cord.
really?
Yeah,
I didn't even notice
I
that.
noticed that too.
Yeah, her earrings look like
Really?
Denji's cords, so it's like
Interesting. I'll have to look out for that again.
And then the end has a cliffhanger where she becomes a kaiju.
Yeah. The friend comes back alive and just bursts through the school basically.
So
and
that's probably where
Denji
Denji will show up.
Yeah,
Like,
Denji's probably gonna show up for this.
sorry, I'm late.
So we didn't really honestly learn a whole bunch other than it did solidify the fact that if she's attached to something, it makes a stronger, more powerful weapon. And we have the new characters show up randomly that we don't know who they are.
Yeah.
All in all, what would you rate the chapter? Just good, great, decent.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah,
It's more Chainsaw Man, I guess.
Yeah.
It's really hard when it's just a weekly thing. And
Yeah, like
you don't have a lot to talk about or go off
like
of.
because
18
the
pages.
anime just like crams like 5 chapters because it moves so fast.
I think so. The anime went from 5.5 to 8, so it's like 2.5 chapters is what this one was. So almost 3 chapters is what this one was.
Yeah.
About it's roughly been a third of a volume every single episode. So if they do that, it's like literally a third of an episode is what we get every week.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we were talking. It's hard to piece much out of that.
Until it reveals something big, like that girl's sister. Or then I don't know, but
I imagine that there's probably 3 more chapters of this little mini arc at the school, and that's probably where Denji shows up and they fight. And at the very end, they'll probably do some reveal, and then it moves into the next mini arc, if you want to call it that. But yeah, that is Chainsaw Man for the week, guys. It's going to start getting shorter for the episodes of the podcast just because there's going to be less and less to talk about. Because, I mean, it's just more. It's more of the same, It's more episodes. There's not like new inferences with things, and so you'll see each of these episodes probably get less or become shorter as they go. Some may be longer depending on the content of the episode. But thank you guys for joining me and talking about Chainsaw Man. We hope you guys have enjoyed. And we hope you guys are also enjoying Chainsaw Man. It's been a lot of fun for us anyway, so can't wait to see you guys next week and talk more about Chainsaw Man. We'll see you guys then. Have a great life. I don't know if I want to keep saying have a great life. It's just kind of the thing it's become.
Then you could just do that. Just make a chainsaw.